All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about a known interesting shill of the industry that goes by the name of Stella Chung. Now, Stella Chung is an IGN writer and also an IGN video maker, I guess. I've seen her in a few videos from IGN talking about different topics, tier lists, whatever the case may be. You have Stella Chung, a person who is the prime example of what it means to be the modern audience. And it's amazing that they're letting the modern audience is letting her run rampant. And she is not exactly the best look for this particular group of people, because I am going to show you, not only in this video, but also in this article, just how much of a liar Stella Chung actually is when it comes to her recent virtue signal about CONCORD.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Now, Stella Chung did the typical thing that everybody on Twitter right now is doing. It's amazing, right? CONCORD gets shut down, and all of a sudden, the modern audience magically shows up, right? Where were you guys when the game was live? Where were you guys when it needed players, when it needed people to buy the game? You were nowhere to be found. But the moment the game was shut down, all of a sudden, the modern audience was like, oh, this is so sad. I can't believe this is happening. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It has a headline that reads, IGN writer Stella Chung claims PlayStation never believed in CONCORD after game is shut down in less than 2 weeks. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this person is trying to claim that PlayStation, the company that was investing into CONCORD, right? Heavily investing, mind you. We're talking hundreds of $1 millions. We're talking money that Stella will never see in her life, nor will she ever be able to, thankfully anyway, make a business decision with that kind of money, because we all know if she did, she would lose it all. Still, Miss Stella is out here trying to pretend like PlayStation is the problem for why CONCORD got shut down. Let's read a little bit more before we debunk this. IGN writer Stella Chung made the absurd claim that PlayStation never believed in Firewalk Studios' CONCORD game after it was shut down less than 2 weeks after it was released. Firewalk Studios game director Ryan Ellis announced that the studio was shutting down the game in an official PlayStation blog post. Now, following this announcement, Chung wrote the following: my heart breaks for Firewalk Studios. No, it doesn't. For Firewalk Studios, the fact that it wasn't even given at least 6 months to properly sit through a season and adjust as a proper live service game is insane to me. She then added, it's very clear PlayStation didn't believe in this from the start and failed to support it. Now, let's just be a little bit honest here, Stella Chung, okay? Like I said on my live stream, I'm going to say it here again. You are telling a company that has invested over $200 million in a particular video game that they didn't believe in it from the start and they failed to support it? Really? You're going to tell the company that invested its money into this game to make it the new IP that was going to lead the way for PlayStation that they didn't invest or support it? Nice. This person is so full of shit. She says that my heart breaks for Firewalk Studios. No, it does not, because Stella Chung did not play the game CONCORD. Stella did not play it when it was released. She did not buy it. She did not play it. She did not do anything. I'm going to tell you right now, and I found it on her Twitch, the only time that Stella ever played the game was for one time, one day, almost 2 months ago, when the game was an open beta, when the game was free to play for everyone. She didn't play the original beta because she didn't pre-order the game. She played the game when it was open beta one time, and she never played it again on her Twitch. She dropped it, and she rather play fucking Genshin Impact, my guy. Like, come on. This is the prime example of what it means to be the modern audience and to be so full of shit that the moment you saw an opportunity to virtue signal, you took it, but you couldn't even support that same virtue signal, not only monetarily with your money, but with your time. You couldn't do either or. And this is why games that are made for the modern audience are massive failures every single time, because you motherfuckers never show up. The only people who show up are real gamers who, unfortunately for them, are so ingrained in their leftist ideology that they cannot see a bad decision in front of them when they make it. It's quite sad, but it's true. Then she says the fact that it wasn't even given at least 6 months to properly sit through a season and adjust as a proper live service game is insane to me. Why is that insane to you? That goes to show just how stupid you are when it comes from a business standpoint. Why would a business who just invested $200 million plus continue to support a game that when it went live had a maximum of 697 players on Steam and then dropped to 100 after just a few days? I mean, this game was 10 days old and it was in double-digit numbers after 10 days. You mean to tell me that PlayStation gave up on the game? No. The modern audience gave up on the game. 697 people bought this game, played this game on Steam, and it dropped to less than 100 after 10 days. Most of you guys gave up on the game. You all left the game. That's your fault. Not only did you guys not show up to play the game, but the ones that did show up to play the game left the game after 10 days. So what does that tell you? Why would they want to continue for 6 months destroying not only their pockets, destroying their server space? Why would they want to do any of that when they could just admit defeat and shut down the fucking game? You have terrible business sense if you think that the prior is the better move. Ideology does not make money. PlayStation cannot make money off of likes and retweets. As much as Stella thinks that that's the case, and modern audience people think that's the case, that's not the case, right? So, and if you look at her tweet has almost 2,000 likes at the time of this screenshot, and I guarantee you it's more. So where are these people? Where were you? When CONCORD was released, where the fuck were you? You're going to come up with every excuse. Oh, times are hard. Money's hard right now. Shut the fuck up. Modern audience makes so much excuses for why their stuff fails when they just don't want to sit there and admit that nobody plays these fucking games, that they're not the majority, that their developers are convincing everybody to make video games for you and you won't even show up because you're a fucking loser. That's not our fault. That's your fault. You did not play this game. There are more people that are on my particular side of the aisle that actually played the game to showcase to their fans just how bad it was, and you motherfuckers didn't even show up. There's people like Savvy playing Dustborn, and you won't even show up to play Dustborn. So what are we doing? It says, first off, the game failed to launch and was seeing declining player numbers day over day. Exactly. On launch day, August 23rd, it only hit a peak concurrent player count of 697. On September 2nd, that peak concurrent player count had declined to 110. It's quite likely the game would have had 0 players playing if given at least 6 months, as Chung suggests. That's exactly what would have happened. Look at this fucking drop. That's exactly what would have happened. There would have been nobody playing this game. You wouldn't have been able to even get into a matchmaking lobby, right? This is not a single-player game that could survive on just a couple of sales every month. You know what I mean? Like, this is a live service game that requires at least 10 people to get into a game. So if you get to a point where you would have had less than 10 people playing the game, you would have no game. You would have no lobby. Look at this, 43 players playing at the time of the screenshot. Pathetic. This is 10 to 11 days after the game came out, and it went from this on the right to this on the left. 6 more months? Yeah, bro. With whose money? Yours? Yeah, Stella's not going to fund this shit, just like everybody else in the modern audience is not going to fund this shit. They're all full of crap. They all just wanted to take the opportunity to pretend to be brokenhearted and devastated over a game that they never played. They're not going to ever play games like this. The modern audience is a fucking joke, and if you are a developer out there continuing to make video games for the modern audience, let it be known you're either an ideological psychopath and you're never going to listen to reason, or maybe there's some hope that this will be an example of what the modern audience would do for you if you make a game for them. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.